Hi guys. Well, as they say, third time's a charm. So let's go for this again, and hopefully I won't ramble too much. It's a bit late for me, as in uber late, and I really shouldn't even be up, but here I am. Um, Fun things first. Christmas was awesome. We hung out. Well, I hung out anyway on Christmas Eve and Christmas with the kiddos and watched silly things and um, just in general slobbed about and had a good time with them. Um, their daddy was off on the 26th and most of the 27th, so he got to hang out and we slobbed about with him and opened up gifts, which they are enjoying immensely. One of the new board games they got. Sorry, you guys remember that? Yeah. Uh, we played that last night. We're probably going to be, or the night before last, and we're probably going to be playing that again sometime later this evening when it's actually evening. So, that was fun. We actually have had a pretty good holiday, and we're hoping it'll be good all the way up until the first. And the first is when we're going to get the notice put on our door. I mean, it's just, that's going to happen. We already know that. Um, I also did what I usually do not do. Um, I went ahead and I recorded the voices for the audition, and I posted them to SoundCloud, and I put them up. I actually posted them at the community, so hopefully I'll hear something back. I rather doubt it. There's a lot of people trying for this, and there's probably quite a few who are way more talented. Um, but it never hurts to give it a shot. I've always wanted to do voices and voiceovers and voice acting of any sort. But shoot, I've just always wanted to do acting, and voice acting just looks like so much fun, and it sounds like so much fun. So that's always something I wanted to try, so I gave it a shot. I had a good time. But I went ahead and I've been putting it off for 2 or 3 days. Don't ask me why. I do things like that. I procrastinate so that I guess later my self destructive little self can go, oh, well, it probably wouldn't have worked out anyway. But I tried, and I can at least say I've done that. So I went ahead and I got that out of the way, and I got caught up with all of you guys, and I got caught up with everything except my last post, which I am probably going to be steadily catching up on today. I've already seen all the warm hugs and well wishes. You guys are always so awesome. I swear, my little family here is so much warmer and so much better because my little family technically isn't little. It's only my local family that lives in this house that's little. Technically, my family is huge, and it's all of you guys. And I have no idea how to have gotten anywhere in life without you guys. I mean, whether it comes to helping me with these campaigns over the last several years, or, just warm words and kindness and support, you guys are what I try to go and celebrate every holiday. I try to remember that Christmas doesn't always equal bad things, and I try to have fun with my kiddos, and I try to have fun with you guys, and that's truly what actually makes this holiday season loads better. Any holiday season loads better. So I've seen a lot of the warm hugs and kind wishes and positive vibes, and that helps way more than I can say. I've also seen some marvelous advice um, and some really good questions that I'm going to try to answer as best as I can. Some of that is about why can't I stay here? Well, when I get evicted, that's going to go on record, and it's really going to bite me in the ass here. So even getting another place is not going to be as much of an option. Taking on a roommate, going to a place that is bigger and has a higher rent, if the roommate bails on me, which with the way our luck's been the last 5 years would happen, now I've got a higher rent that I can't pay, and that's the second place that I can't pay that will go on my record. Um, the jobs here are dead. I proved it. I lost my job just before Christmas at the worst possible time, and because my vehicle decided to go out. And when it comes to low wage, high stress, Jobs like, fast food chains or convenience stores like where I was at, or any type of retail. They don't care. They don't care. So I lost my job because my car didn't want to operate, and any bus that I would take, it would take me 3 hours to get there. And by the time the buses start running, I'm already an hour late. So it was just one of those. It was just a series of bad luck strokes that got us to this point, and all of it is just kind of like a huge, wake up slap. You've been hanging out here for a decade. You've known for a decade that you should leave. The last 5 years you have been able to do so, but I think that you don't really have a choice at this point. So it's just one of those where, the economy here, it's all temporary work. So any work you get treated like you're a temporary worker. They don't have to pay you, they don't want to pay you. They can replace you at any point in time. They're not really interested in any rights that you may have. They already know that they can make your overtime mandatory, and they can shrink your pay while they pump up your hours, and you don't really have a choice because they've got the job. That's what it boils down to. And unfortunately, it looks like most of the East Coast is like that. Anywhere in the East Coast that I could go, either the economy is really poor, and the cost of living is very high, or the cost of living is very high, the economy is so-so, I might be able to make it, I might not. And so, keeping this in mind, I've seen some other suggestions to head west. That's what we're going to do. Now, I'm not going to head to Texas. I did see a suggestion for that. And Texas may be a good idea, but it's not, Texas isn't quite the progressive state it should be yet. And that's mostly what we're looking for. And that's just because a lot of Texas populations are poor. Income may be a tad bit higher, and the cost of living may be a tad bit lower. But I'd be jumping straight from one instance where the economy is slowly screwing itself to death to another. So, another friend of mine had suggested maybe portions of California or Washington State, both of which are progressive states, and both which their economy, if not stable, is on the rise. And just certain places I have to avoid because the cost of living may be high. Well, we went ahead and we looked up a place, and we're going to go there. If we can get there, that's kind of the trick. Because right now what we've got, we can pack about half the house. That's about it. We can pack half the house. We can't even get the U-Haul, much less put gas in it. But we're looking to move to Bellingham, Washington. It looks like the population there is about half of what Louisville is. It looks like their economy is really good. They have a lot of tourists coming down from Canada and spending money there. So the economy is rather good. And from what we can see, it looks like the housing isn't that bad. That the cost of living isn't. Cost of living is about what it is here, but there's more opportunity, and it looks like the wages are higher there. So we might actually be able to get to the point where we see a GoFundMe campaign and we can actually contribute to it. That would be nice. I would love to be in that position again. But we need to get to the point where we can pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps. The help I've received has been so appreciated. You have no idea how much I appreciate that help. I've always been, I know I always sound reluctant, or I might even sound ungrateful, and I don't mean to. I mean, I'm truly grateful for everything you guys have done. And every point that you've gotten us to. You've gotten us this far. But it's just not working. It's like I keep falling down the hole again no matter what I do. And it's getting harder and harder, as you can see, to dig ourselves right back out. And I can't keep doing that to you guys. I can't keep doing that to us. We tried to hang in as long as we could, and it's not working. And as Kentucky slides deeper, it's not going to work. I already know this. So we are going to make the jump. It's not going to get us to Canada. Was truly our ultimate goal. But in many ways, that goal is foolish. It really is. we want to get there, but so do a ton of other people, and they all have the wherewithal and the time and the money and the credentials to actually get them in. We do not have any of those things. And then to top it all off, when I understand there's a bit of a problem with children who have disabilities, and my youngest, with his narrow arteries, may actually, it might make it impossible for him to get in. We were thinking of doing a kamikaze run across the border and going, oh my god, asylum. But unfortunately, so were thousands of other people. They've all got the same idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to move as close as we can, scope it out. And then if time and money and circumstances and all that allow, then we'll try to get up there. But it'd be nice to at least be able to cross the border and see what's going on over there too. And get to know the people and get to know everything around there. And it will be an actual fresh start, which is exactly what we're looking for. I went ahead and I started up a GFM campaign. The last one wasn't as successful as we needed to be, but I went ahead and I started up a new one, and we're going to try to get that jump. We're going to try to get ahead, and what we're going to do is we're just going to pack everything up, rent a U-Haul as soon as it's packed up, get it gone that day, have Goodwill come and pick up anything that we can't take with us, which hopefully they will like. I mean, and anything they can't use, of course, they have the methods to discard. And it'll make things easier on the maintenance men. When they come in, there won't be stuff left over for them to drag out. So we're going to try to do this the right way. And of course, rent the U-Haul in one day, pack everything as we can, get a good night's rest, and then head out. Now, it's 35 hours away. We'll be generous and say 36. So you're looking at a day and a half of traveling. Not really. That's a straight shot. Don't need to stop for gas. Don't need to stop, do anything. That's not going to be possible. So we're figuring on 4 or 5 days. That's how long this is going to take us to get there. What we need to do when we get there is make sure that we have a place to live. And I try to go ahead and get that established on the way. We need to have a place to live. And we need to have jobs lined up. So the money I'm actually trying to raise in the GFM isn't just travel. It's get there, get a place to live, get jobs set up, get the kiddos in school, and hopefully do that before the next rent rolls around. If not, we have a little bit to fall back on in case any checks that we are making don't quite catch us up. So that's what our goal is. It's going to be difficult. There's going to be a lot of mishaps, records missing, things like that. I'm going to have to make a lot of phone calls, I can see, within our first month of being there. And do a lot of running back and forth and faxing and everything else. But that's what we're trying for. That's what we're actually trying to give a shot for. And it's going to be hard enough as it is. I mean, when I was younger, we moved everywhere. We were everywhere. My father was Navy, and when he was no longer Navy, he was just so used to moving. My family moved to Louisville, and we lived here from the time I was 9 until the time I was 14. And then we moved out to California, and then I moved down to Florida, and 2 or 3 places in Florida, and back here. Now, when we came back here, I was like, 17, 18, and we've been here ever since. We've been here for 20 years, and some change, most likely. So, yeah, we've been here just about 20 years. And for the last 10, it hasn't been easy. Now, we had kids who were like, oh, we're just going to stay stable and put for kids. And in the last 5 years, we've been watching it slip. And by the time we realized, holy crap, we got to go, we didn't have the ability to do so. So now we don't really have a choice. And moving even within Kentucky is just impossible. It's just not going to happen. There are no jobs here, none that are really worth having. The income level versus the cost of living is ridiculous. You're watching the income drop, and the cost of living just keeps going up. And we've cut our bills to ribbons. We have cut them to ribbons. We are living on the bare minimum. There is no way to tighten our belts anymore unless I shut off my phone and internet, cut myself off completely from any jobs, job prospects, anything like that. Or we shut off our lights, or we just stop eating. I mean, there's no way to tighten our belts any further here. And we're, even with 2 jobs, we're still struggling to get by, and that's crazy. That should never happen. So we're making this jump. We're going to try for a new start. And the amount that we're asking for, I know, looks crazy, but I'm trying to make sure we have every contingency planned for. And I would love, on our way out of here, to pay at least half of our rent bill and go, we've got the other half coming once we settle. Be able to get there and find I actually have a little bit of extra cash on hand after I get us settled and established and get us jobs, and send them the rest. So that way I'm not screwing my credit up. That would be lovely. I would love that. I don't like owing money. I don't like having bills sitting on me. As it is, I still have the medical thing coming out of me, and it's probably down to about $200. I have a credit card bill that's about $3,000. I would love to get those paid off. Normally, I would have to wait until our income tax comes in. But unfortunately, it looks like our income tax isn't going to happen. Not immediately. So we'd have to wait till the end of January or the end of February, and then we'd have to pack up and go right then anyway. I wouldn't be able to pay off my extra bills. I would have to go right then, because that'd be the only time I'd have even close to that amount of money, which means that I'm not going to be able to pay off my credit card bill. I'm not going to be able to do any of that. I would have to leave right then. So either which way, no matter which way this boils down to, whether I could actually manage to hang on for another month or two, if that was even possible, or anything like, we have to jump, we have to go, we have to move. It's no longer a choice. It's something that we have to do, and I would like to do it comfortably, but I know that's not going to happen. Even if we got this money in, we're still going to be, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and sleeping in the vehicle, as we go, so that we can get there safely and in one piece, as in we're pulling over and we're napping, so we can get there in one piece. This is what we're looking to. This is what we need to do. And I would really like to be able to do it and make it happen. Get that miracle off. Because I have this wonderful feeling that once we actually get there, once we actually establish ourselves, our luck will be back on. And that's all we need. There's also, Bellingham also has a university right there. It's a college town. So I could go to school. I'd have no excuse. There's a school right there. There's a school right there, and there's a school right there, and, just a couple of miles from some apartments. I would really have no excuse beyond that point. So I could go to school. I could work. Hubby could work. The kids could go to school. And maybe we'd be able to find better. Actually, not maybe. I know we'd be able to find better. And we just need to get to that point. I will be catching up with all of you guys and actually answering replies personally. Once again, I let this thing get way too long. I always do. But I wanted to share that we had a great holiday. And the time we got to spend with Daddy was fantastic. We saved opening presents until the 26th so that Daddy could see them open up the presents. So, we just had a wonderful holiday. And I'm trying not to be scared or negative, which I'm all those things, but I'm trying not to be. I'm trying to look at this as a huge adventure and a great opportunity, and let's just go. Let's do this. Let's make this fantastic. Let's make our way and make it good for us, because I know we can. I know we can. We've received our warnings about here. We ignored them. Let's go and make our way and make our lives better. And I have that feeling that whatever it is I'm waiting for, whatever it is that has been waiting to happen, that's good, that bright light at the end of the tunnel, that is not a train, but is opportunity, is right where I'm going. Because you wouldn't believe it, as we're scanning the map and looking around, we just both looked at that city and went, that's it. That's the city. That's it. and we researched as best we could on Google. You know how it is with Google. But we researched as best we can, and that's where we're going. That's where we're heading. So if you can, just wish us luck. Um, Hopefully we can get there in one piece and make a go of it and really get established and really get rolling, because that's what we want. That's what we need right now. I will be, like I said, answering those posts and giving, more personal comments here soon. Um, Hopefully I will get some sleep sometime today. That would be nice. Um, but until I see you all again, take good care of yourselves. Take good care of each other. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And know that I love you.